Breaking news! Splatoon 3 has its next Splatfest very soon. If y'all remember the end of the last Splatfest, gamers were furious. No, I'm just kidding, but some people were at least a little bit annoyed. Granted, it was mostly people on Twitter, so you know, hell, and Reddit apparently, but I do not use Reddit because I do not want to. So I don't know if it was just a vocal minority or if many players legit felt this way, but it was all over my timeline, so I'll talk about it 2 months later. First of all, for my friends who watch my videos but don't play Splatoon, what is a Splatfest? It's a special in-game event, usually about once a month, where players pick a team based on a question and get assigned a color, and you fight against the other colors for a day or two. Just a weekend-long race war. If your team wins, you receive 3 additional gear customization coupons, and that's it. It's supposed to be for fun. People have been complaining about Splatfests for 7 years, ever since the very first Cats vs. Dog Fest in Splatoon 1. Why were people upset this time? Basically this. You sweaty, jobless, competitive X-rank players are playing this casual game too hard!
Are you expecting me not to play to win in this competitive game mode?
People are just trying to have fun, stop spawn camping!
Sounds like a skill issue.
What was my experience with it? I had a pretty alright time overall. I'll paraphrase my own excellently written and very handsome tweet. I had some fun battles, I had some close battles, I had some landslide wins, I had some one-sided losses. Turf war matches are pretty quick, so if I get a bad matchup, there's always the next match. But Mr. Spaceman, of course you had a good time, you're good at the game. I mean, sure, I was X-rank in every mode in Splatoon 2 back in 2018, but I gradually played the game less and less since then, so I'm definitely not as good as I used to be. That being said, I have played against some of the best players in the world, and despite not being nearly as good as them, holy crap, I can still compete because I play smart, not press the buttons better. More on that in a bit.
Hold it!
Where's my dinner? Okay, I'm gonna need you to change your tone. I'm a lord now, and you too can become a lord with today's sponsor, Established Titles. It's based on historic Scottish customs where landowners are referred to as lairds or lords and ladies in English. You can even add your lord title to things like your credit card, plane tickets, dating profiles. So instead of Captain or Astro, y'all can start calling me, I don't know, my lord or my liege or my emperor or my empress or my... How about you lord up some dinner? Title packs give you at least 1 square foot of dedicated land with a unique plot number on a private estate in Edelston, Scotland. Never thought I'd ever own land in this economy. Plus, you get an official certificate with a crest. Look at how nice this thing is. Established Titles is a fun and novel way to preserve the natural woodlands of Scotland and help with global reforestation efforts. With every single order, they plant a tree and work with global charities, One Tree Planted, and Trees for the Future. More trees, more squirrels. The first 200 people purchasing a title pack using my link in the description will effectively be next to my plot. And after we create our Captain Kingdom, I'll finally be able to! Established Titles makes for a great last minute gift, and they're actually running a massive Black Friday sale right now. If you use the code CAPTAIN, you get an additional 10% off. Go to establishedtitles.com/captain to get your gifts now and help support the channel. Anyways, back to the controversy. What is the real problem? First off, the matchmaking. The 2 Splatoon Splatfest modes are Open and Pro. These are extremely misleading names. What they should be called is Groups OK and Only Solo. If you ain't playing with a team of friends on a voice call, you should probably be playing Pro, aka the solo mode. There will never be a perfect matchmaking system, however, here the game will be able to do a better job of pairing you against other solo players of a similar skill level. Also, this is gonna sound harsh, but just stick with me. The game cannot match you against players that do not exist. At time of writing this, Splatoon 3 has been out for about 2 months and is on the same console as the previous game. So, who is most likely to get Splatoon 3 right at launch? People who love Splatoon 2, played a lot of Splatoon 2, and by extension got really good at it. So the average skill level curve is going to shift upwards since it's still near launch. And there aren't that many brand new players currently. But the real issue is that Turf War is a terrible mode. During Splatfest, you are locked to playing only Turf War, or Salmon Run. Every match is 3 minutes long, but only the last minute actually matters. This is the fucking Mario Kart Wii of competitive shooters because 90% of your success is determined at the very end. The first 2 minutes of Turf War is just filler. If I'm playing basketball, my baskets for the whole game count, not just the ones I score in the last quarter. In Splatoon's ranked battle modes, you can still score points during other times of the match. There's a big difference between we made a last-second comeback and a last-second comeback is what every match devolves into. Don't get me wrong, turf war can still be fun because the core mechanics of Splatoon are fun, but design-wise, it's ass. The only time I play turf is to either play Splatoon with my more casual friends who just got the game, or to learn a new weapon, then I take it in a rank battle, you know, the good modes. I do not understand why official Nintendo tournaments keep wasting both players' time and viewers' time with multiple rounds of turf war, other than to be an easy advertisement. Quick turf war tips. People do not fully understand how to play turf war because it is a terrible mode. So here are some quick turf war tips from my 7 years of splooning. Here's a question that 4 out of 5 dentists get wrong. What is the objective of turf war? No, seriously, what is the goal of each turf war match? To paint the map? No, that's wrong! The objective of turf war is to paint the map more than the other team. The big misconception. I've held my tongue on this for far too long, listening to reviews from all sorts of people, all of them saying, kills don't really matter in turf war. Objection! Kills do matter in turf war! If my tub is overflowing with water, what do I want to do first? Grab a bucket and a mop and remove water? Or shut off the faucet? Killing the other team is turning the faucet off, at least temporarily. Painting over enemy ink increases your score and decreases their score, making it doubly as effective than spending several dozen seconds immaculately painting your side of the map. You're not a contractor! You're not woodworking! There is the meme about painting the base, and yeah, you should paint some of your base area, but my life motto is, when in doubt, think of Hatsune Miku. I see the $700 big Miku and, oh, I'ma need a pay-as-you-go plan. And when I'm playing Splatoon 3, I'ma need a paint-as-you-go plan. Paint a little bit after dying on your way back to the middle of the map. Respawn, paint a little. Respawn, paint a little. If your whole team is not dying at all, then you're probably already winning. Try to spread out, or at least don't stand right next to someone, so it's harder for one person on the other team to kill both of you at once. You know what that sound is? It's crab time. Remember to use the pincer attack. Pick your battles wisely. For example, don't rush a charger laser or splatling head on. There are single player levels that teach you how to approach, and even with short range weapons, you've got sub weapons, special weapons, dodging, hiding, flanking. The more mechanically skilled players don't always win. Instead, the players that make the better decisions are more likely to win. And while kills do matter a lot, they're not the end all be all. The most surefire way to win a turf war is to control about 45 to 55% of the map, wipe the other team with 30 seconds left on the clock, push forward a little, and paint. Staying alive in the last minute is crucial, especially in the last 30 seconds. And I want to make sure you guys hear this, do not overextend. Solo rushing the other team's spawn is a stupid ass idea and leads to zero progress. You generally do not want to go further than like 60% towards the other side. How to improve Splatfests. The easiest fix is to have ranked modes available during Splatfest. Lower level players do not want to fight people way more experienced than them and spend the entire match getting dunked on. Higher level players, at least the ones I've talked to, do not give a horse's dick about Splatfest. They just want to play a mode that's more competitive than paint the floor. Turf War is the practice mode. Why are you making people play the practice mode all weekend? Temporarily removing content from a $60 game that requires a minimum $20 subscription and telling people to play the baby starter mode for an entire weekend no less, when many people are more available to play video games, that is silly man design, and after 7 years of this, it's frankly unacceptable. Bring back shifty stations or some equivalent. In Splatoon 2, these were unique maps that were only available during Splatfest that would often incorporate mechanics from the single player. It was always exciting to see what the new map would be each time, and it helped prevent turf war from getting stale by having a third map in rotation, and the best part, some of these maps actually felt like they were designed for turf wars. They would have areas that would get locked out midway through the match, and players would have to have important mini skirmishes to decide who keeps those areas. So all 3 minutes of turf war felt important, not just the last 30 seconds. Along the same vein, for Tricolor Turf War, instead of modifying an existing map, have maps designed specifically for Tricolor battles. I've only ever been on the attacking team, but it seems like they're kind of a mess for everyone right now. That being said, I've barely had a chance to evaluate them myself. Hey Nintendo, here's a hot tip. If I'm selecting the tricolor option, that means I want to play in tricolor battles. In the last Splatfest, I played for 3 hours and I got 1. And Nintendo, if you really want to be a cool guy, instead of these nonsense 4v2v2 battles where one team gets folded over a table for winning in the first half, instead you could do 3v3v3 battles on unique maps designed for that. I have a feeling that this was the original idea for tricolor because this makes a lot more sense, and maybe they couldn't get it working properly in time for launch. I don't think one more player spraying ink would break the game, but Splatoon 3 private battles can already connect 10 players, including the 2 camera operators. Mario Kart 8 can do 12, Among Us 15, Fall Guys 60, Fortnite 100, Controversy Speedround. Do not intentionally disconnect from a 10 times or 100 times or 333 times battle if you're losing. That is little dick behavior, and besides, Turf War is not decided until the end anyways. Maybe don't draw furry porn art in the plaza, or anything that is reminiscent of that or alludes to that. There is a time and a place for that, and it is not in the game marketed towards all ages, including kids. Use whatever weapons you want, and don't let anyone tell you otherwise. And remember to have fun. Anyways, that's all I got. Thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe. Comment below with how you feel about Splatfests. And today's comment code word is, I don't know, Pikachu. Comment Pikachu if you made it all the way through the video. And that's it. Video's over.